What's up guys, this is Tech, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video than usual. I recently started using one of my aunt's cameras, and it is the Fujifilm XP60, and I wanted to give a little bit of a review on it. I feel like digital cameras have a certain aesthetic that modern phones cannot capture. I feel like phones nowadays have so much software and overprocessing that they can't catch that nostalgia and effect that digital cameras had. I feel the cameras that these ones took, especially the ones made before 2015, have this effect on what we remembered a memory to be like in our head when we see the photo versus our smartphone photos that just looked over sharpened, over processed, and just too natural to the point where it looks unnatural. And this camera, I feel like, takes amazing photos, and I just want to talk a little bit about its like picture quality and how it works and why I like it. So starting off, this camera was waterproof when it came out. So as you can see, it's a little bit of more of a rugged design. To use the camera, you pop in the battery and you can just charge it straight up. It literally just comes with a cable. So you just pop open the case. Your slot for your SD card, if you could see, SD card and slot for your battery. And this is it for HDMI port, but it's hard to find a cable that has this. And it has a slot for the charging. So the battery charges straight through here. You don't have to put the battery in a separate compartment like a lot of Sonys. You just pop at the top and twist it to lock it in. That helps with the waterproof. I've never tried the waterproof on this camera. People say it works, so I think you'll be fine. But yeah, that's why there's this rugged design. There's no like lens cover on this camera. And it has a pretty big flash. Some more specs about this. This is a 16 megapixel camera. So most smartphones have around a 12 megapixel camera. The new iPhone 14 Pros have a 48 megapixel camera. But I'm here to tell you that megapixels do not matter at all for photos. Unless you're like zooming in 15x to your photos and want to read something in the background, megapixels don't matter. Actually, lower megapixels are better for low light scenarios and capturing in what the sensor wants to see, rather than having something that's very, very, very sharp. And unlike smartphone cameras, this is like a pretty big lens. You know, we see smartphone cameras with 3 cameras, but this camera is like all 3 cameras in one. It has an optical zoom. There's no, you don't need a separate camera for that. It does it like kind of manually with the motor. So looking at the photos this takes, if you click the on button here, very fast startup, ready to take photos. So looking at the viewfinder, it has a pretty good display. Trying to focus the camera. And let's try to take a picture of something. So I got these earbuds I reviewed earlier. Let me just take a photo of it. It has automatic mode. You could see it flipping in between. So if you lightly tap it, it will focus, and I can just snap the photo. Okay. Going into the photo. It looks good. I mean, if I were to show this to someone, they wouldn't tell it's probably taken on a digicam, just because it's just so much good lighting. But if I zoom in, you could see it's still pretty sharp, and it does capture the angles of the object pretty well. I would say the autofocus on this camera is not the best in the world, but it can take pretty decent shots. And to be honest, when I'm taking my camera around, I'm not worried too much about even it focusing. I just love the types of pictures and the contrast of the images it takes. Let's show more of these features on here. So going back, I think you just tap the top button of this camera. Let's try to take one more photo, but using the zoom. It has 5 times optical zoom. It's struggling a little bit. It's trying to focus. So I know what it's taking a photo of. Oh, okay. Good. took another photo. Let's view it. Oh, let me focus my camera a little more. Zooming in the photo. It's still very detailed. Like, this is a very good camera. You could still, like, zoom in and see things. So don't think digicams, like, suck and they're bad. They're so good. But they have, like, such good contrast, and the photos just look very fun. I'd also say that having this nice flash, cameras nowadays don't really take pictures with flash, and the flashes aren't like strong like these ones, but the flash creates a nice effect on the photos. And if it didn't have all this bright lighting, it would take a flash naturally. If I were to take a picture of something else, it would show something different. I'm just going to take a picture of something next to me, and let's see how it takes it. Okay, so I took this photo with the flash, just the Xbox next to me, and you could see how it creates a dynamic. It like put the focal point on the main part of the image, and it gives that shiny, nice look on the photos. Zooming in, the photos look very good. Like, it's a nice quality photo, and I think these cameras are underappreciated. Something though that these cameras might lack on is video taking. I know some people, video taking is very important. Like, I'm videotaping this on my iPhone. They have great video taking cameras. These are better for photos. Video taking, it gets the job done. It's recording like kind of what it sees through the viewfinder, but it doesn't have probably the best microphone set, so I just keep that in mind with this camera, that these are more better for taking photos. But it does have it can take videos, just a little bit, I guess, not as high quality as like taking it on the iPhone. Another thing is it has like these cute little modes that other cameras don't have, and makes this camera way more fun. So if I were to jump into the settings, this camera has a lot of them. If I were shooting mode, if I scroll down, here, if you want to see the shooting modes on this camera, okay. Auto, these have the description, so I probably shouldn't have to say too much, but low light, HDR, natural light, portrait, landscape, advanced, which is what I'm gonna go into, motion panorama, sports, night tripod, sunset, snow, like so many features, beach, underwater, okay, party, flower, text, 3D shutter. Okay, so I usually use it on scene recognition. You could see like the bottom icons, they always like switch around. But if I go to advanced, now this is where the fun comes in. So there's a toy camera mode, a miniature mode that makes the top and the bottom blur effect on the camera, pop color, and high key, which enhances brightness and reduces contrast, soft focus that makes the image evenly soft. Like, these are just such cute, fun filters to mess around with. Cross screen creates a star pattern where lines radiate from an object. Those are just color filters, the bottom ones. So my favorite one is the toy camera. It makes the photos look vintage, and I love the photos that it takes from there. That's a cute photo. Taking a photo of that Xbox again. You can see it looks it has that nice vintage look on these photos. And yeah, this camera all around takes quite a nice looking photos. They have a cool aesthetic to them, and I feel like digital cameras should come back, especially with people not liking, I feel like the photos their smartphones are taking, they're just becoming too much with the software, and it's like too much HDR, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is the Fujifilm XP60. I have some more digital cameras that I might review. It depends, like, if you guys even have one in mind, I might go out and buy one. You can get these on, like, Facebook Marketplace. You know, I wouldn't say don't spend too much on them, but if you feel like it's worth it, you should totally get it. But yeah, this is my little review of this camera, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer. And as always, peace out.